So if you remember Bebe, the horse that I rescued last year, put a picture of him up here. Rescued him last year, and it has been a really long process getting weight back on him. I got my vet involved, and we ran a bunch of tests and kind of came up with a program for him. There really didn't anything drastic come back on the test. He really wasn't wormy, didn't have sand in his gut, and really nothing drastic. But he come up with the conclusion that the main thing that we're dealing with is he's 17 years old, got a little bit of age, and on top of having the digestive system of a 17-year-old and trying to get weight on him at the same time, it was just like doubly challenging. So we worked together and we came up with a feed program for him. And he still needs more weight. You can see back his hips need to be filled in more. And he needs more muscle there, and he needs more muscle up here. But we're at a point to where we need to be working to build that muscle. We need to build his hips. We need to build his back, his top line, his back. And as you see, he is a pleasure horse. The program that we came up with the vet was to work him in the discipline that he has been trained for, and almost like start as if he was a young horse going into pleasure training, teaching him how to move correctly, to use the gait that he needs to use. And in the process, the vet feels like we will build those muscles back up, just as if he would have been building those muscles up when he was a younger horse in training. So what I am doing with him, doing lots and lots of trotting. I'm making sure his body stays straight. You see I'll pick up and steer some, use my spurs to keep his body straight. What I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to elevate his back. I want to keep his nose, his chin in towards his chest. His forehead, I don't want it out past vertical. I want it vertical or even in a little bit, I'm okay with. At this point, I'm not concerned about him being a little bit behind the bit. I know for a lot of you English riders, that's a really big no-no to be behind the bit. But what that's going to do with him, that's going to stretch his neck and stretch his back and help to build these back muscles that he needs. I know a lot of people don't really care for how a pleasure horse moves. They think it's too artificial. And I have seen some that really look bad when they move. He is one of what I would consider a better moving pleasure horses. He is slow, but he still has a correct gait, a correct trot, and he has a correct lope. I'm not going to lope him today. His movements are still, his footfall is correct for what a horse's footfall should be for each gait. See, I'm using my spurs a lot. He was originally trained to use a good bit of spur, and it's important that I continue that because I need his back picked up so that he can build these muscles. I could not get the muscles built like they need to be built without using lag or using spur. So put your comments below. What do you think about how pleasure horses move, and him in particular? Do you think he moves okay for a pleasure horse, or you don't like pleasure horses just completely at all? Tell me what you think. What do you think about how he's moving? He's a little weak, so as he gets stronger, his movement will get more consistent. Right now it's pretty inconsistent because of his muscle tone. Let me know what you think about his movements. So what I have been doing with him, I'll do about 10 minutes of trotting, about 10 minutes of walking, and then I'll repeat the process again. And I can already see an improvement in the muscle tone already. And the other thing is I'm going to be getting an improvement in his mind. You've noticed a couple times he's kind of made a hard turn off one direction or another. That is him kind of avoiding the work in a way that this is hard. He's telling me this is hard. I'd rather not do this because it's hard. But sometimes when something's hard, you still need to do it. Just because it's hard doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. He is just starting his exercise program, getting back fit again, and it's going to be hard. But as he gets more muscle tone, as he gets more fit, it will become easier. So if you'd like for me to do a video talking about different types of horses' movements and how they move, put that in the comments below. Let me know if that's something that you'd like to see more about. There's different horses for different disciplines that move different, and not only are they trained to move different, but they actually move different naturally. One thing I've always said is that a horse trainer cannot train something into a horse that's not already there. You might can force some similarity of it, but you're not going to get that particular thing at a good quality. Just like Bebe and the way he moves, you're not going to force that at a good quality if it's not already there. All a horse trainer can do is bring out the traits that they want and suppress down the traits that they don't want. You cannot train something into a horse that's not already there. So if you like the topic that I covered in this video on Bebe and you want to see more about him and more about his recovery, if you would click the like and the thumbs up button, and that lets me know that you want to see more about him. Until next time, thank you for watching.